All right, Simon Haigh, look after yourself. Ooh, I like it. Tell me more.
So, you know, it's interesting because when I went through therapy a number of years back, and what came out of that was there was I can't remember the name of the type of therapy that I went through, but it was basically it was imagine meeting the child version of you, right?
Oh, yes. Jenny
Yeah,
Langren went through that. She loved that
yeah.
too. That helped her a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, so meet the boy Simon, and I can visualize myself now, who was confused and scared and full of fear and full of imposter syndrome, with a good brain, right? But I had all of those things dragging me down, and then go up to him and put your arms around him and give him a big hug,
Yeah.
and but most importantly, then stand back and visualize his face once you've done that. Visualize the look of relief, the look of oh, I'm not by myself anymore, and that's what I
Yeah.
mean. And that's so, so important. Give yourself a hug. I mean, we need to do that
Nice.
sometimes. We need to give ourselves a break. That's what I mean by that. It's so important.
Yeah. And make sure it's a heart to heart hug.
Absolutely. Like a real hug. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if you've seen that video on YouTube, Heart to Heart Hug, where Terry and I are doing, we did like some professional videos and they're like, okay, well, that went fast, so you guys can do another one. So we did Heart to Heart Hugs and the way to get one actually is to raise your left arm when you're going in for a hug, so your head
Wow.
kind of goes off to the side.
Yeah.
And when you're left cheek to left cheek with someone, your hearts are touching. And if you
Yeah, yeah.
think about the two sides of the body, what's the number one thing we do with an infant, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Over the
Yeah.
heart.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
True.
So yeah, so the video shows me
Wow.
muscle testing them on the word try and on the word best. And
Yeah.
then I muscle test him after not a heart hug, and his arm just goes crashing down.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then I do the heart hug, and he's nice and strong. And it's like, do you want to be charged up or shut down? I want to be charged up.
Yeah, yeah.
We had
That's
so much
cool.
fun making that video. Fun is my number one core value. So I
That's cool.
filter through that. I changed it once, that didn't work out. Okay, so let it out. So just say it, right? Instead of holding in resentments, let it out. What else comes up for you when you think of
For,
those words?
for me, it's really, really important. Like you got to be careful who you tell, right? But for me, it's so important to have at least one person in your life, and it could be somebody different from your spouse, right? Somebody you really trust, somebody who's not going to judge you. Like I have a good mentor. He's a sponsor to me, like in the program in relation to addiction, and I talk
Yeah,
to him once a week. I talk to him every Thursday night. I try to anyway,
yeah,
and we just tell each other how we're feeling, what's happened for us this week, and
nice.
but particularly things that challenge us. If you don't tell somebody you really trust the things that are worrying you, I'm
Right.
talking about me here, then the chances are they're going to build inside you and they're going to create fear, right? And so just
Yeah.
let it out, just let it out. And because by doing that, you don't know the other person might be benefiting from it as well,
Right. Yeah. And we
let
have
it
different
out.
relationships with different people, and
Yeah,
so that's what we can take a look at too, is
absolutely.
letting something out of a certain whatever with one person
Yeah,
versus you let something out with another that's
yeah,
different. It doesn't have to be that same person. So
no,
yeah, it's
exactly.
it's such a good one. And
Yeah,
then breathe. Oh my goodness, just slowing down is
I
just
agree.
so huge to everything, our mental health,
I
how
agree.
well we communicate.
I agree.
um yeah, it's amazing the
I,
difference.
I agree. I
But
agree. And also from the way we interact with each other, there's in that great book, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, he has this great little saying which I try and hold on to because I have a habit of getting emotional, right? And I can also, if I don't check myself, I can fly off the handle and I can lose my temper and all these sort of things. And I try my hardest not to. And breathing is a key thing. And he says the gap between the stimulus and your response is where sanity lies. And so, in other words, stop, breathe, don't react, give it, breathe again, and then respond. And I found for me that's been really helpful.
yeah,
And if we all did that, the conflict in the world would go down, you know.
Yeah.
If we all breathed and stopped, you know.
Right? Yeah. There are, I mean, like when you look at tons of therapies, breath is usually included.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
it is really amazing
It is.
the power of the breath.
Absolutely.
So just breathe.
It's so important.
This
Yeah.
is it. So go for it and just breathe.
It's true. It's true.
I love it. Thanks, Simon.
Thank you. Thanks so much, Linda. Thank you.
Absolutely. Bye bye.
Bye.